Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how to compute the final score when you get the Vegas odds and the over/under. So let's say this example here, like say, you've seen the Vegas odds, and say team 1 is favored by 10 points over team 2 and the over/under is 50. But what does that really mean? What does that say about the final score? To do that, I'm going to show you how to make a formula. Like here's all the current week's favor, the point spread. Like here's the favored team, here's what they're favored by, here's the underdog, and here's the over/under. Basically, to do that, we get a number like, say, like here in this example, 50 is the over/under. We take away the 10 points from the 50 to make 40, and then we split that other 40 between the two teams. So say one team gets 20, other team gets 20, so that's 40, and then the favorite team gets 10. So like in this case, the final score would be 30 to 20. This fits into both of our things because team 1 is 10 points favored, which is 30 minus 20, and also the total equal 50, which is the over/under. So I'm going to show you just a couple examples depending how you have your point spreads. So over here we got the point spreads. We got the favorite team with a minus, and then the underdog team. So what I'm going to do, first I'm just going to get the teams over here. It's just a simple reference. The same for this. One second, let me just get this a little smaller so you can see. I'm just going to do a simple reference. So we got the teams. I'm going to copy this down. But now we want to figure out the formulas. When you're doing this, you really only have to figure out a formula for one side, because once you get the one side, it's easy. Just take the over/under minus that one side, and you get the other team's score. So for something like this, what we're going to do is start off by doing a formula, which would be, we want to take E1, which is the over/under, and take away, actually we're going to do a plus here because these are all negatives. So now this 44.5 minus the 7 will give you about 37. And then we want to divide that by 2 to get us our half and half. So right now that's what we did here with this 20 and 20. So now we take this 44, we divide it in half. And since this is the favorite team, we want to add this points to the favorite team. But since it's a negative, I'm going to do ABS. That's absolute value. That means it's just going to take whatever number it is and give you the absolute value. So I pressed enter, and it's 25.7. Now if I take a simple formula here of just the total minus the other score, and now these are our points. So we have 25.75 for Cincy, 18.75 for Miami. So that's what Vegas pretty much says the score is. If you take these, this minus this is 7, which is this point spread is 7, and add them up together, and it's 44.5. So now when I copy these down, you can see here's what the score like. It looks like here's maybe the highest score, 28.5. Here's some low scores, Tennessee. So Vegas doesn't think they're going to score a lot, and it's just a good way to kind of see which teams Vegas is predicting to score a lot, which a lot of times is a good indicator. The second example is very similar, where it's just like the other one, but sometimes you'll see where they don't have a negative here. They just put the favorite teams on the left and the underdogs on the right, and they put a 7. So we're going to pretty much do the exact same formula. So to do that, I'm just going to let's write the formula again. So it's this cell, but this time it's going to be minus C1. Actually, let's do that again. It's E1 minus the C1. And then we're going to divide that by 2. And then we're going to take the absolute value of this, although really we don't even have to take the absolute value since it is a positive number. So, and it's 28.75. I actually put this in the wrong column here, but you get what I'm saying. So then let's say we'll just put here is Cincinnati. And over here, I'm going to do the same formula we did with the total minus what Cincinnati scores, and that'll give us Miami. So that's very similar, but it just depends on how the data comes to you. Depends where you get it. I mean, you can really get odds by just going to Google and put NFL point spreads for the week, and you'll get them. So here it comes out the same as the last one. See, 28.75, Miami 18.75, but it's just a little different formula because of the way you get the data. The third way, the final way I want to show you, is sometimes they don't have the favorites on the left and the underdogs on the right. They just have they'll have the home teams on the right and like the road teams on the left. And so like here, Miami +7. So showing a +7 means that they are the underdog. Here, Indy's -2.5, so Indy's the favorite. So it's not always cut and dry on what formula you want to use. So I'm going to put the teams in here. Now we're just going to have to do an if statement to kind of tell us which one to use. So we want to see if this cell is less than 0. So if it's less than 0, then this team is favored. So then we're going to want to do our same formula that we did in the original one. So we're going to do the over/under minus, or actually plus this divided by 2. So that breaks up all the even points. And then we need to add in the absolute value of the point spread. And that would give us the whole formula of what we wanted to calculate if this number is negative. So that would mean they're the favorites. If they're not the favorites, like in this case, Miami's the underdog, then we're going to just do this formula of just E1 minus, actually E1 minus C1, because this would be a positive number, divide by 2, and that's all it is. We put our parentheses in there, and we get Miami 18.75. And then we do this the same way. We take the over/under minus what Miami scores, and you get what's left, which is Cincinnati. So now when I copy this down, I mean, we get the same score. See, in the previous example, it showed Cincy at 25.75, Miami 18.75. It's the same thing. Here, 25.75, Miami 18.75. And it all depends on where you get the data and how it looks. But those are 3 ways. Those are probably the only 3 ways that the point spreads are going to come. So you have every way covered. And now you can take this number, and if you want to go by the Vegas odds, you can look at the higher scoring teams. So it looks like San Diego is going to score a lot this week. Maybe try to play them. Carolina, Washington, even. And then it can maybe help you with your lineups. Thanks.